everyone, welcome back. So now you know the relationship between Skydance and Paramount. So Skydance wants to acquire National Amusements, which is the company that has a 77% stake in Paramount Pictures. So as you can imagine, Skydance is very famous for making movies, TV shows, cartoons. Paramount are a century-old company that is probably one of the most famous movie makers in the world. So people are excited about this potential merger. And the acquisition of National Amusements is set to cost $1.75 billion. So you can imagine that the future of the movie industry is going to be quite exciting. But so far, they have to have a 45-day waiting period to see whether there's another bidder that wants to come in and also make an offer on National Amusements. So I imagine that it's quite a nerve-wracking time right now for Skydance Pictures, waiting for the news. Okay, we can get Paramount. And apparently this has been long in the making because the CEO, David Ellison, has been wanting this to happen for a really long time. So he must be very excited too.
If it goes through.
Yeah, if it goes through. I'm curious because I guess in my mind, Paramount is the one that I think about the most because they've had a lot of huge movies like Top Gun, Star Trek, tons of really huge movies. So I think it would be really interesting to see what they can create in the future with such a huge budget between the two of them. So what impact do you think media company mergers and acquisitions have on the variety of content available to viewers?
Like I mentioned before, Disney has bought out a lot of different titles, and so Disney has what would you say, like their image that they have to maintain. So when media companies merge with other companies, they have to think of what image are they trying to portray. So Disney tries to keep it very family friendly. Yeah, so many people are worried when they acquire these kinds of deals and then they take over other things. And is it going to stay true to what it originally was? Are we going to still be able to see that R-rated content that a lot of people want to see? Or are they just going to water it down and make it very family friendly, safe for kids? So I don't know. I think it does affect in that aspect, and also the budget. The movies could be way better if you have a bigger budget. So.
You mentioned earlier about how they took over Fox. So when I was growing up, that was my channel that I really enjoyed watching because I loved CSI and all of those police dramas that they had. And I think that maybe the character of the smaller company can be lost when they merge with a larger company. So I always remember Fox being quite edgy. And they had The Simpsons and things like that. And I think that since they've merged, I think those kind of edgier shows, edgier humor, kind of darker, suspenseful content has been lost because it doesn't fit Disney's overall
their image that they're trying to maintain.
So how do you feel about the trend of popular movies being remade or rebooted? So what are the pros and cons of them?
Well, if you have already watched it, humans tend to like what they originally saw, not the rebooted version. However, I think that for the newer generations, when they remake a movie or some film, it's catered more to their generation and the things that they deem acceptable. So like how you said, like the older things that were available before Disney is doing its Disney things, it catered to our generation or to the older generations where to them it was acceptable. Some jokes, they were totally okay. And now the generations are more sensitive, so they might not like that and it wouldn't go over too well.
That's true. I think for me, I think that you fall in love with the characters as they originally were in the movies. And so sometimes when they are remade, because they want to make as much money as possible, usually they hire whoever the top actor or actress is at that day. And I think like seeing Timothy Chalamet as Wonka ruined it for me. I'm like, they are two separate entities that should never have come together. Right. He did a great job, but it was wrong. In my opinion, because I like preferred the original like actors and actresses from that movie, and it's hard to separate what I know modern actors for and then put them in an old-fashioned role. So for me, I think it's nice to improve the cinematography that they have, but sometimes the actor choices really like throw me off. Okay, we hope that you learned something today about Skydance and Paramount. Maybe it has given you an idea to watch a movie when you go home later. Make sure that you take a look at the vocabulary and try to incorporate it into your everyday life. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Finalize.
Finalize.
Preliminary.
Preliminary.
Venerable.
Venerable.
Bitter.
Bitter.
Nix.
Nix.